We're live. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the channel. I got a couple of new people in the old chat there, and a couple of the OGs. What's going on, Explosive Artist, Laid Back Hex, Black Expat, Black Label Expat, Torin, Sonic Pulse, and Band Live Bear. What's good, Bro Sidon, King of the Broshan, Synthwave Symphony, End of Shemitah, Jerry Oaksmith. What's up, dude? Vets in Crypto, bang bang. Hey, everybody. Welcome back to the channel. Today we're gonna have a nice little stream to soothe your soul, because you're probably down pretty bad, and so am I, guys. I mean, think about it. If you're down, think about how much someone like me is down, who's been here like basically the whole time. Yeah, my portfolio can go up and down just insane amounts in percentage terms. I mean, it looks insane to me on paper, and I'm like, God damn, I gotta cope somehow. So I'm here to give you a little copium, because that's what I'm giving myself. And just know that it's not our first rodeo here, guys. This happens over and over in crypto. It's an endless cycle, forever and ever and ever. And all you really got to do to ask yourself, whether or not you're going to be okay, is you got to ask yourself one question, okay? Do you think crypto is dead forever or not? It's really that simple, guys. It's really that simple. Look around you. Look at every single metric, all the social metrics. People are building it more than ever before. It's insane, guys. It's not going anywhere. I mean, to me, it's a no-brainer. And I'm going to get into some reasons why, some logic that I like to do to help myself sleep at night, because I can't just sit around and pretend it feels good to lose 90% of your value, right? I mean, we were all getting rich this last summer around this time. Everybody was high, euphoric. And, I hope a lot of you guys took some profit. But if you bought in the past, 8, 9, 10 months, chances are you're down. You're down on your bag, whatever bag you bought, whether you bought Boomer Stonks or Dogecoin or Shiba or HEX, you know what I mean? So they're all down. They're all down bad. And all this stuff is really going together right now, because like the meme goes, this time it's different, guys. And crypto has never had to operate in a macro bearish or recession environment. It almost did during the COVID crash last March, and we just printed our way out of that, which led to, hyperinflating prices around 2021 and the end of 2021, basically. And so now we're paying for it. Okay. We're paying for the foolish money printing that the government did and all the inflated prices. And we're looking for inflation to peak, guys. So keep that little bit in your mind. Keep that data point in your mind. When do we reach peak inflation? All right. When do we reach peak inflation? That's what we're going to want to talk about. And I'll show you some charts. It'll be nice. Some nice juicy charts. The copium is real. Hey, what else are we going to do? Right. You got to sit around and cope. Sweet, sweet copium. God, I love the taste of that copium. Just can't get enough. I'm a copium addict. It's very addictive. And in the bull market, I'm a hopium addict. Looking like the young Downey Jr. Thank you. That's a huge compliment. I'll take it. Down 70% noob. This is amazing. I'm in and trust your knowledge. Thank you. Well, don't just trust my knowledge. Trust the objective facts. Okay. There are some objective facts you can rest your laurels on. You don't have to sit around and guess, which coin is going to get hacked next. Okay. If you're in HEX, you literally don't have to sit around in fear and worry about, oh, crap, does my coin have admin keys, or was my coin a centralized exchange that I was holding? Like, you don't have to worry about any of that. I mean, everything is crumbling around you. You got 3 Arrows Capital just got annihilated, totally liquidated. BlockFi not doing so hot. BlockFi has a couple of offers to basically get bought out, or to buy a lot of their debt. Because what they did was they took a bunch of coins from from individuals like you, and it's a centralized exchange that took your private keys and your control out of your hand, and they made some silly decisions with it, and they mismanaged your funds, and now funds are not SAFU, okay? To use the old Binance meme. Guys, whenever you're on a centralized platform, Celsius, BlockFi, if you have money in venture capital funds like 3 Arrows Capital, it's never safe, guys. You're putting your control in the hands of some other people who are just like you, and they're just literally guessing and speculating just like you. Take the power into your own hands. If you're going to lose money, all right, make sure you lose money on your terms, okay? Don't let other people lose your money for you. If you're going to lose money in crypto, make sure you're the one losing the money, because that'll teach you a lesson. Then you'll actually be able to learn and not just give up control and say, oh, I'm so helpless. I don't know anything about crypto. No, you do. You have a lot more power than you think. So if you're into HEX, if you're into really decentralized products, you literally don't have to worry about any of this stuff, okay? It's 100% uptime, never been hacked, never going to be hacked. It's immutable code with no admin keys. There's no backdoor in HEX. There's no middleman. There's no CEO of HEX, okay? There's nobody that can change up the rules on you and steal all your money and rug pull you. They're simply just people buying and selling on decentralized exchanges like the way crypto was supposed to be. All right. It's pretty good. Who says that crypto will come back? Maybe there isn't an endless cycle get rich quick scheme. Get rich cycle, quick, rich, easy scheme. Well, man, it's not easy, but it is a cycle and it's not quick. Okay. It's not quick and it's not easy. It's like winning the lottery in slow motion. All right. This is what the people were probably saying or scared about in the dot-com bubble, 2001, right? But did you believe in the internet back then? I wasn't really old enough to be investing back then, quite frankly. So, but if I was, I would have had to have some conviction in the internet. Just like today, you have to have conviction in the blockchain, right? You have to have conviction that the blockchain is not going anywhere. It can't be stopped. And at this point, I really do think it's too late to be stopped. I mean, the regulation that's being built up around it, at this point, it's not as scary as it used to be. It used to be like, oh man, is the government just going to shut off crypto? But now, because everything is so complicated, geopolitically, the US doesn't want to fuck everything up and basically ruin the party and kill the golden goose for everybody because, 50% of all the crypto transactions in the world are done in the United States. So it's not a matter of, can we stop cryptocurrency? Can we shut this thing off? No. The powers that be right now, what they're talking about is just how do we get our hands around it? How do we get our fingers in these pies? Maybe they control the fiat on ramps and off ramps a little more. Maybe that becomes a little more draconian. But at the end of the day, they basically admitted that they're not going to shut it down because then, what if China or Russia decide to become the crypto leader? And then what if they stifle innovation? Just like we wanted a free and open permissionless internet, right? And we somewhat have that, at least more so than China, for example. And I think they're going to want to learn from their previous wins. I'm talking about the United States regulation, right? And they're not going to want to do anything too draconian in the blockchain space. So you think blockchain is going to be around? You think immutable ledgers and literally just software is going to be around? And do you think the internet is going to keep being around? And if so, you can pretty much bet that HEX is going to be around in the next cycle. And it's not going to be easy. It's not going to be easy at all. It's pretty tough right now for me even. You know what, guys? It's pretty tough. It's pretty much like, I'm at a huge loss and it's not fun, right? It's not fun to experience that, but I'm so accustomed to these cycles and this volatility. And I'm staked out for many, many years, literally 15 years. And I've got at least a biannual ladder every one of those years, sometimes more rungs in that ladder. And that really helps me save myself from myself because I'm making interest the whole time while I get to wait out the bear market and literally stack checks. So, it never was a get rich quick scheme. We've never said that, anybody in the HEX community has never pitched it as get rich quick. It's get rich slow and save yourself from yourself. But it's literally the only chance you have left at financial freedom other than maybe real estate, maybe. And that's a lot of work. Or maybe, obviously starting your own business will never be a bad idea. Okay. So if you want to, but when it comes to speculative investments, okay, your 401k is not going to get you financially free. It's specifically designed so that you put more and more money into it until, one day you hate your life so bad when you're, 60 or whatever, and in your 401k, it's just barely enough for you to be able to survive. It's just for the masses. You know what I mean? It's for the masses to basically have some sense of hope that everything's going to be okay. But even those are going to get screwed. Pensions are really mismanaged and everything is going to go to shit besides crypto. It's the biggest wealth transfer in human history. All right. And you're here for it and you're in the right place. So you're in the right place. It's going to take a couple of years for the markets to come back. I think at least probably not until like the end of 2023 are we going to see some actual, bullish sentiment back in the markets again. And although we might reach our capitulation bottom, in my humble opinion, in, September, maybe September, that's my best guess right now. That's what I want. Okay. That's what I want to happen. But crypto has a funny way of not giving you what you want. You know what I mean? Every time you think one way, it's going to do the opposite. So what I'd like to see is 1 cent to 2 cent HEX capitulation, big wick in September, and then just a grinding, halting accumulation period where it's the ultimate shakeout, right? And basically we just shake out everybody. It's a game of last man standing. Okay. So it's like whoever gets bored and drops off and sells everything and doesn't want to come back, loses. So it's a game of last man standing. Okay. It's like, it's just, you got to stand the test of time, guys. This is the time where you have to really, really hunker down, really have some conviction in your belief and go through your logical process of why you believe what you do. All right. I understand the pain of being down more than 50% in, from your first dollar cost average point, even, I was dollar cost averaging in Bitcoin all of 2018, working my 9-to-5 job. And I was buying Bitcoin at 6,000, 6,000, 6,000. dropped to 3,000, and I was like, damn, I'm down 50% on that dollar cost average. I think I only made a couple more buys at 3,000, and before things started going back up. But when things go down, you really just have to buy more. That's literally what you have to do if you have conviction and if you want to position yourself for the next run. Okay. So I understand buying the top. I literally bought the top. Guys, I'll tell you a story. This is an embarrassing story. In 2018, literally, I was such a moon boy that I sold my 401k. I hope my parents aren't watching this. I sold my 401k for Bitcoin at I think $17,000 Bitcoin. It was about $17,000. It was sometime in the first couple months of 2018. It was after Bitcoin crashed from $20,000 and it had that rebound. And we were looking to I was trying to hope basically that it was going to make a higher high. Emptied my 401k into Bitcoin at $17,000 and it rode it all the way down to $3,000. Okay. At the time, that was probably the biggest purchase that I had made. That wasn't fun. Guys, I held a portfolio up from like 10 G's all the way up to like 400 grand or something in the peak of the 2017 bull market. And then like all the way back down to maybe 30 grand or whatever. And the only reason it was higher than I initially started was because I was basically dollar cost averaging. And in 2018, I finally stopped trading with shitcoins. I finally stopped and I tried to pick out what I really wanted to hold, which is basically only like Bitcoin and Ethereum at the time until HEX came along. So dollar cost average into crypto over the course of 5 years. Okay. And only in the last 2.5 years did I actually get to financial freedom. So it's not an easy ride. Okay. And especially if it's your first cycle, I'm out here trying to save you guys from making the same mistakes I did during these cycles, but you almost have to experience it sometimes. I mean, it's much easier said than done. Even for me, I still make mistakes, right? And I only was able to figure it out, so to speak, in the past 2.5 years. When HEX came out, I had conviction in something. I spoke well about my bag, helped create this community that you see here today. And we've all been winning together. Everyone that's been in HEX longer than a year is probably up on their money. Now, if you got in the last 6 to 8 months, I get it. And I know it feels really bad. And I'm trying to empathize by comparing myself to, comparing it to what I was experiencing in the 2018 bubble. And it sucks. It definitely does not feel good. But you have to flip the script on yourself. You need to say, hey, this is the time to hunker down and buy more. Or if the crypto is not for you, if it's really fucking with your mental health, maybe just don't be in this game. Maybe it's not for you. Okay. So, I was able to figure crypto out, so to speak, by holding, by just doing what's boring and controlling my emotions. And I'm not even going to pretend I'm perfect. Like even in the last bull run in 2021, I messed around, I fucked around and I bought some coins, like some side bets that I lost money on that I'm not proud of. I took some little tiny side bets in the bull market because everything was going up. I think I even made some videos about this, like with ZK Sync and with Quick Swap. So I made a little money on ZK Sync. I think I made like $1,000 or something, or a couple thousand. Thought I was like hot shit. And then I invested it all into Quick Swap. And, the Quick Swap thing, I ended up buying the top and losing I think almost $10,000 on Quick Swap in the bull market when it's almost impossible to lose money. So guys, crypto is a rocky emotional roller coaster, and it will grind you up and spit you out if you don't just do the very simple Zen thing of buying and staking and holding and stepping away from the computer, dollar cost averaging at the dips, and going on with your life. Okay. Every time you're staring at the screens, getting hooked on some new narrative, maybe there's some new altcoin that comes along and tries to steal your attention away. Maybe you sell some HEX to buy that altcoin drops 90%. Congratulations. What did you really achieve at the end of the day? You would have been better off having held and staked your HEX the whole time. Okay. Not to mention, what do you think has more potential in the next bull run? Other than obviously PulseChain and a lot of projects on PulseChain, the only thing you can buy right now, in my opinion, that's got any chance of 100x potential in the next bull is HEX, right? So we might see HEX go up to, what's it at, 4 cents right now? HEX can easily go to $4 in the next bull run, easily. It might even top around like $5 to $10 and then come crashing all the way back down to let's say $2, right? Because that would be an 80% dip. And then the cycle repeats, right? And then it's 2026, 2027, and we do it all over again. Okay. So it's I'm just trying to say, learn from my mistakes, guys. I lost so much Bitcoin, even when I was dollar cost averaging back in 2016. I bought my first Bitcoin in 2015, right? And I was trading on PoloniX and Bitrex, and I probably lost like 50 Bitcoin just from trading. And at the time, that was only a couple grand, right? Because it was like, I think I bought my first Bitcoin at like $500. So I would, get a paycheck, buy some Bitcoin, lose most of it, get another paycheck, try trading again, try some new scheme of like making a bot or something crazy like that. And trying all these centralized bullshit platforms. Poloniex comes to mind, Bittrex comes to mind. And I probably lost about maybe 50-ish. I've never counted my losses on Bitcoins. It would be too painful. Because even at the time, it was only like losing maybe 10 grand or something. But the opportunity cost of having held that Bitcoin from 500 to 20K or even to 40K, whatever. I don't like thinking about it. So learn from people like me and don't do what I did. Okay. Don't get sidetracked by these mini side games. I know you're probably bored and you're down on your bag and you're looking to make it up in the short term, but these bear markets cause scarcity thinking and they cause you to have a low, or I should say a high time preference, meaning you start to get a happy trigger finger. You start to feel like, oh, I got to do something. Every time you feel like you have to do something, maybe slow down and realize that the best thing to do is often nothing at all. Otherwise, you're shooting yourself in the foot. At least that's my philosophy. That's how I get by in these things. And that's how I think everybody's winning in HEX, right? We're just having staking ladders and we're selling the interest. We're living off the interest, right? And that's what people are doing. That's how we've all made it. And that's how you can make it too. But again, it's a get rich slow scheme and it's winning the lottery in slow motion. Okay. And if you haven't staked your HEX already, what do you have to lose? Just buy and stake it now. Buy and stake it now. Maybe make a mini ladder. You can even do what I did in the beginning of HEX and try to time the next bull market. So you can make a mini ladder from, let's say, years 2024 to like 2026, right? And that way you can just wait out the bull or the bear rather. Wait out this bear market. You're earning interest the whole time, getting 20% APY about from these longer stakes. It seems like a no-brainer. For a coin with 100x potential and you're making 20% APY to offset any temporary losses right now, and you're going to have a perfectly timed, bull market, because the cool thing about a ladder is you don't have to time the exact top, right? You can make a stake every 3 months from the years 2024 to 2026. And then, hey, whether or not the bull market top comes in end of 2024, middle of 2025, end of 2026, it doesn't matter because you got stakes the whole time, right? Maybe even a little in 2027, just in case it's a lot longer than we think. Doesn't seem like a bad idea to me. So you're probably asking yourself, right now, especially if you're new here, if you're down, you're probably like wondering to yourself, is it really going to come back? And you might be fighting for a little sense of conviction right now. Guys, just know that the code, the product, everything like that, PulseChain around the corner, the documentary, dominating social media, dominating like a better community than any other community in crypto. This is the coin you're in if you pick HEX. Okay. So what other community out there has people literally 100 or more person meetups in every city across the United States? I can go to literally any city and probably talk to at least 50 hexicans that just come out of the woodwork because we're everywhere at this point. We're like an unstoppable, like the snowball has already been rolling down the cliff and it can't be stopped, right? So we're pre-viral, but we have critical mass is what I'm trying to say. So critical mass, pre-viral, you're in the right place. What's going on with everybody in the chat here? Smash the like. Thank you, SJ. SJ keeping it real. Hell yeah. I love that individual. Side effects. What is going on? 0.037. Oh no. Limit orders, bro. Limit orders. What else is going on here? Guys, some quick market data points that you might want to keep an eye on if you haven't been paying attention to my last couple of streams. Bear market indicators. So we've got peak inflation rate, and you can go to trueflation.com. Let me pull this up for you guys. TRU inflation.com. All right, and we're going to go to the dashboard. So what's going on with the macro markets right now, why everything is basically so fucked, is basically they printed money into oblivion and prices are up all across the board. But the cool thing, and like my conspiracy theory brain is telling me like, basically, okay, here are the real inflation rates. So the CPI will always tell you a lower inflation rate. They're going to say an inflation rate of maybe like 6 to 8%. When in reality, the inflation rate in the categories that we care about, that most people care about, are food, housing, and transport, which means, when you go to the gas station, what are the prices of gas? When you go to the grocery store, what's the price of a loaf of bread? Or, when you're paying your rent, did your rent go up this month, or did, our rent's down or our rent's up? These are things that affect the common person like you and me. Okay. So when the CPI averages all these other industries together, like health, durables, communications, education, a lot of these things can offset that inflation rate and make it look lower, because the CPI, the total inflation rate, is an average of all these categories, right? So there are a lot of categories where inflation was not as high, which makes the overall inflation average look a lot lower. So that makes sense. But what's happening is that the inflation numbers that people actually care about, that they see on a daily basis, the stuff that affects our everyday lives, like gas money, groceries, if you got a family, groceries for your kids, housing prices. I mean, rents are going up for me big time. These are the things that matter. And look at the category year over year rate: 12%, 11%, 17% for 17% for gas, right? And that's not even the highest. It peaked at 23%. So we're looking for a peak of inflation, right? Now we're seeing inflation kind of tapering off, especially in gas. I hope that, they don't let it. I mean, oil prices seem to have topped for now. I'm hoping to see oil come back down, which means inflation on transport costs will go back down as well. Hoping to see food costs go down, but it looks like they picked up in the past couple of days. But when we have a clear bottom, or sorry, a clear top on these three inflation numbers, when we're not making higher highs, basically. So what we're going to want to look for is, okay, we've had our local peak. Now we're going to go back and retest that local high. And basically the question is, does it make a higher high or does it make a lower high? If it makes a lower high, that's good. That means we can bottom faster and everything can go back up. We can all be rich again and get Lambos and Rolexes and mansions and whatever. So that's one number to keep in mind. Okay. The Grayscale Bitcoin discount versus premium. That's another thing to keep in mind. Let me see if I can actually find that. Google that for you. All right. Yeah, so it's a huge discount right now on Grayscale. For those that don't know what Grayscale is, it's basically a fund that they trade a derivative product of Bitcoin to Wall Street. So essentially they trade an ETN, an exchange traded note, that simply tracks the price of Bitcoin, but it's not real Bitcoin. Okay. And so in bull markets, there's typically a Grayscale premium, and Richard Hart loves to use this metric, okay, to tell if we're in a bull or a bear market. So we go up, we have a high premium in bull markets, meaning people are paying more for GBTC than the underlying Bitcoin's actually worth. In bear markets, we go to a discount, which means people are paying less for GBTC than the underlying indexed Bitcoin is actually worth. And so now we're seeing almost an all-time high of Grayscale Bitcoin, Grayscale discounts, GBTC discounts, about negative 30%. Looks like we might have made a low at negative 33, but again, when this starts to pick back up in a clear uptrend is when we might be able to say the bottom is in. And just because we recently had such a low point on June 17th, we're going to have to, again, retest those lows and see if we make a lower low, then that's bad. If we make a higher low, then that's good. Okay. So one other thing to keep in mind, you know what I mean? Let's see, what else do I have? Got some bullet points. General recession times, there's an average of 1.5 years for a recession and an average of 9.6 years for a bear market. And in both of these things, there's anywhere from, I think it's an average 33% drawdown for a bear market. And that's defined, a bear market is defined by the amount down that we go. So we're clearly in a bear market right now. I mean, almost, it's pretty clear to me, even if those stocks have only gone down about 25%, like the S&P 500, that is, it's pretty certainly a bear market. But the question is, does it then become a recession? And every recession was a bear market, but not every bear market becomes a recession. Okay. So does that make sense? So what we're looking for the recession is, a recession is defined by average GDP being down for 2 quarters or more in a row. And when I look at the GDP per quarter, I mean, we've already passed 2 quarters in a row of negative GDP, but for whatever reason, the mainstream media is not admitting this yet. They don't seem to want to admit that we're in a recession, and maybe they're holding out for some sense of, maybe it's the midterm elections, or maybe they're holding out for some, interest rates rising to really creep into the market and pick things back up again. But actually that wouldn't work. Never mind. That makes no sense because they raised interest rates and they're probably going to raise them again. So yeah, I think that basically the mainstream media is just kind of waiting around to admit that we're in a recession, even though we already are, because GDP is clearly down for 2 quarters. And again, maybe they're buying time for the elections. That's the best explanation I've got. But when that mainstream news hits Fox and CNN, all the common folk, all the plebs are going to sell all their bags at a huge discount. They're going to sell all their bags at the lows basically and just exit out of the market. Meanwhile, the institutions are scooping all that stuff up. Okay. And that's where you should be scooping up as well. You want to, behave like a whale. You have to understand how a whale would think to then behave like a whale. So you got to do the opposite of what everyone else is doing and just realize this is all kind of controlled and it's blowing off steam, right? It's the market's blowing off steam deliberately because the Federal Reserve recognizes that they printed way too much money. They're going to raise rates. They're probably going to raise them another 75 basis points on July 26th in that next meeting. And, shit's going to hit the fan. But it's already bad, right? So knowing that it's already this bad, and we're just waiting for the powers that be to admit it, that can be some ammo for you guys, right? And what I'm saying is we have lower to go. Okay, pretty sure we have lower to go. I don't have a crystal ball. I'm not an oracle. Pretty sure we haven't seen the lows yet. So, you could also do the Richard Hart approach and say, okay, well, we're just very simply going to take 85% dip from the top of Bitcoin, and 85% dip from 69K is 11K or something. I think that was his prediction, which is a very simple, well, we've dipped 85% last time, so let's just do it again. But one thing I also think that Richard looks at, other than the discounts and premiums on Bitcoin GBTC, is where the big whales are going to get liquidated. So I'm going to be looking into this when I have some free time on platforms that are such as BitMEX or Deribit, leverage trading platforms, which you should never, ever use. Okay, never, ever use them because you're going to get wrecked. Trust me, I tried. Don't do it. So you can go on these platforms and see where these big liquidation levels are, or you can even follow some of the big guys like Michael Saylor, for example, and see from the MicroStrategy Bitcoin long position, where would they get liquidated? A lot of these big guys, these big institutions, they make the mistake of using leverage even when they would just be so much better off buying the spot asset. But they use this leverage because that's just what they're used to, I think, from business dealings. And you can actually look and see, okay, well, Michael Saylor might get liquidated around 15K. I'm just making that up. I don't know if that's true. But you can look at some of these big players and these big guys, anonymous guys on BitMEX and Deribit, and you can see, how low would we have to go to theoretically fuck these guys? And that's where you could set some ideal bottom levels for Bitcoin as well. So the bull market could be not even next year. It could be a whole another year from now, right? It could be literally September 2023 before we start going back up. There's some on-chain data that you should also be looking at. If you're writing this stuff down, it might be a good idea. Check out Bitcoin exchange inflows versus outflows. So what Bitcoin exchange inflows versus outflows are is you can go to Glassnode and look all this stuff up. The inflows are basically money coming into a centralized exchange, and outflows is money going out of a centralized exchange. Now, when Bitcoin flows into a centralized exchange, that's usually because people want to sell. That's usually because people are bearish. So you can see the rate at which people are doing BTC inflows to versus outflows. And you can see when we've reached what appears to be a maximum number of Bitcoin inflows to centralized exchanges, that might also indicate the bottom of the bear market. Okay, I'm just giving you different indicators, different tools to maybe figure out where we're at in the market and why I think we have a little bit lower to go. You could also look at miner capitulation. Bitcoin miners, it's currently no longer profitable for Bitcoin miners to mine a Bitcoin. So when this happens, they're forced to sell a lot of their Bitcoin holdings to temporarily pay and cover their costs for a while they can wait for the difficulty to go back down and the price to go back down, and basically for mining to eventually become profitable again. So that's all I got right now, guys. I don't have a bunch of stuff to share with you other than that, but we can answer some questions. Okay, we can answer some questions. Brother Red Hat tipped. Oh, Red Hat tipped. Did someone tip me? Sorry, guys. I have been ignoring the chat box. I've been ignoring the chat box for 30 minutes, just ranting about stuff. So, or maybe they're just clowns. Yes, everyone. It's clown world out here, man. Everybody. If you're talking about the Federal Reserve, yeah, I wouldn't want that job. I'm not going to pretend that I would be able to do Jerome Powell's job better than him. It's an impossible task. Okay, imagine literally being tasked with like setting the interest rates of the money supply for the entire world, for the unit of account that the whole world uses. And man, there's no right or wrong answers, right? But well, actually, I should say it seems like there's only wrong answers and no right answers, right? Because basically we're a debt-based economy, and in a debt-based economy, you have to inflate the money supply in order to pay for the debt. And so it's just a matter of getting it under control. And getting it under control really just means getting the general sentiment, just getting the people to not freak out. So getting inflation to be at a level where it's sustainable, right? And you can craft a narrative of, 1 to 2% inflation is what, the sustainable inflation. But clearly, those numbers can be gimmicked and messed with, and inflation can really be much higher than what it was projected. Just like GDP can be gamed a little bit. So countries can literally just, build entire cities that, like China did, that go on their balance sheet as more GDP, even though nobody lives there and they're not productive assets. Clown world. yeah, AJ. It's clown world out here, man. Ebonics lover, $472 hex this year, according to the math guy, Wales only. Did he really say that? I don't know. That doesn't sound like something Wales only would say. He's a smart guy, but that's a little high for me. That's a little high. I'd be willing to bet that we don't hit $4.72 this year. Okay. Maybe in 2024. Maybe in 2024. What is a good hex stake length now? I'm from the Philippines. Well, Yondem, like I mentioned earlier, I think a good stake length might be just to start timing the next bull market. If you're new here and you just want to get started, you might as well wait out the bear market in style. You might as well wait out the bear market and get paid for doing so. So I'd try to peg a lot of my stakes around 2024 to 2026 if I was brand new, just getting started right now, because that's maybe when markets will be frothy and back up to highs again. So make more than one stake, right? And then you can just stagger them, maybe 2 years from now, 2.5 years from now, 3 years, 3.5 years from now. Dan was tipping his head at me, coffee. Damn it, Red Squirrel. I was hoping for that sweet YouTube money. You know what else is bullshit is, like, even when you do get a tip, YouTube takes like 40% of it or something. Yeah, clown world. All right. How's Andy Wrigley doing? Is he still strumming his guitar? I don't know Andy Wrigley, but probably. Some people believe this bear market is designed to kill 95 to 99% of alts. If this is true, what makes you think HEX will survive? Well, sir, like I just mentioned, I say this like a broken record. Better game theory, better price performance, better websites, better fundamentals, better pumpamentals, better community, better founder, better no admin keys, 100% uptime. Literally, things are getting annihilated right now, and it's cascading everything down more. And then HEX is like the shining city on the hill that just sits there, totally safe, never lost anybody money based on the code failing. Okay. The only people that have lost money either bought the top or traded themselves out of it and lost money. What's going to make it stick around? Literally the community, guys. There's 100 of us or more, 100 or more HEX and PulseChain YouTubers, Twitter people. We're dominating Twitter, dominating all the social media metrics. HEX has been trending on Twitter for like 3 days in a row. There's a documentary coming out at the end of the year about HEX and Richard Hart that's going to put us on the map. Everyone's going to have heard about us by the year 2023. Whether you love us or hate us, everyone's going to have heard about HEX. So we're preparing now. And on top of that, we've got developers developing. We've got builders. We've got over 50 apps and websites and tools in the thriving HEX ecosystem built either on top of HEX or around HEX. We've got like Staker app, Hex.vision. Where do I begin? I've got a whole folder of them. We've got stakehex.today. We've got we've got a trading terminal. We've got, side coins, things like Hedron, things like Maximus that add value to HEX as derivative products. We're going to have a thriving PulseChain ecosystem. I forgot to mention PulseChain. HEX is going to now exist in the next bull market. It's going to exist on a platform with instantaneous and borderline free transactions. Okay. How's that for a value prop for you, right? People only buy this stuff because they think it's going to go up anyway. But it's really hard for people to buy it when the user experience in crypto sucks ass. Okay. It's really, really hard when it costs you $20 to send it and to swap it on MetaMask, and then another $20 to stake it because Ethereum gas fees are too high. We're taking out the friction, guys. We're making everything available. All of crypto, all of HEX and PulseChain, that whole ecosystem is going to be available to anybody. Okay, not just whales like it was in Ethereum. Hey, what's up, Neto? Is it likely that decentralized products will be shut down by the government? See, there's a paradox in what you just said right there, Neto. If it's decentralized, if it really is technically decentralized, then by nature, it cannot be shut down by the government. Okay. Look what they tried to do to 1inch, right? They tried to IP restrict 1inch in, I think, the United States, if I'm not mistaken. Just use a VPN, dude. It's easy. Use a VPN, change your server to some geo location where whatever you want to use is allowed, and then go ahead and use it. That's the beautiful thing about actual trustless, permissionless, and technically decentralized blockchains and projects like HEX. Okay. It cannot be shut down. And I talk about this in other videos as well, like even PulseChain, right? Binance Smart Chain has been operating with 21 validator nodes only in various geographic locations, and they've been running fine without a hitch for 5 years now, something like that. PulseChain is going to have more validators, more decentralization, and obviously huge benefits in throughput, cost, speed, user experience. So yeah, I don't think it's possible to really, like, it's like saying, can the government shut down Bitcoin? It's like, not really. They can ban some of the fiat on-ramps and off-ramps, or they can put regulations around the fiat on-ramps and off-ramps, but there's literally nobody that can stop me from memorizing 12 words in my head and generating my private key anywhere on my MetaMask wallet and freely transacting to anybody else in the world across any border. I mean, it's literally open, permissionless, magic internet money. Okay. It's awesome. So I don't think this is a risk for me at all, but thank you for the tip. If the world doesn't blow up, crypto will be fine. Yeah. Yeah. If there's no solar flare or nuclear war, then I think we'll be okay. All right. Thanks for the stream and for sharing your experience in crypto. Really appreciate your insights. Thank you for coming, Richard. Hex Monkey. Recent events will hopefully make it more clear to everyone how unique HEX is with its immutability and no third-party risk. Yeah, I think that's kind of why Richard's been creating this list. Basically, it's his shit list of everything that's been getting hacked in cryptocurrency, right? I can link it to you guys if you'd like. HEX, Richard Hart hacked DeFi thread. For people that don't know, I'll put this in the chat right here. As Richard Hart's been collecting basically just a naughty list. It's the crypto naughty list. And it's everybody that's been hacked because their platforms are not actually decentralized at all. Even the ones that pretend to be have admin keys or shitty design features that end up getting them totally rug pulled, totally hacked, or just, a victim of bad design, which was like the case with Luna, or centralized middlemen making bad decisions on your behalf, such as Celsius or even BlockFi. So yeah, hopefully this really will shed light on the importance of not your keys, not your coins. But some part of me always knows that in the back of my mind, people when given a lot of power sometimes aren't ready to take that power into their hands. And they tend to want to give it back to daddy government or to, some big, strong leader that will, keep everything safe for them. And don't worry, because we know crypto and you don't have to understand crypto. We'll keep it safe for you. Guys, you should care enough about yourself to learn about crypto. You should care enough about your own future and your own family's future and everything like that to learn this stuff now, because imagine that's like not really learning the internet in 2001. Like, I don't know about you, but like my grandparents never bothered with computers much. And they were just so far behind, the boat, they missed the boat. The train left the station and, they could have had a lot of fun. And I don't think age is a factor. I think it's just open-mindedness at the end of the day. All right. How do you think interest rate increases will affect the crypto market? Well, simply put, interest rates go up, market goes down. All right, that's how it works. And I think they're going to go up in July, and I think we're going to go down more at the end of July. And I'm hoping that we capitulate before the end of the year. Let's just say before the end of the year. By capitulate, I mean we put a bottom in. That doesn't mean we go straight back up. Okay, it doesn't mean we just go down and then straight back up and to the right. It means we probably go down and then we just go like sloshing around and sideways for maybe up to 6 months or a year. And it's not going to be fun. But what are you going to do about it, right? You sit on the sidelines and complain that you're down. You can yell at people on the internet, or you can dollar cost average, improve your life, get outside, try to enjoy yourself a little bit, and do some introspection and prepare yourself for the bull market, guys. You want to be selling into all the plebs that are going to buy the top in the next bull. You know, that's where you want to take some profit. Okay, not now. Thank you, Crypto Boogie. I'm going to stack. That's right, heathen. All right. Was HEX Pay just a joke? Never heard of that. Might be a scam. I'm not sure what that is. Mango Junkie says, ooh, ooh, ah, ah. Yeah, just ape in, guys. Mango Monkey. Yeah, next 6 months, introspection time. I agree. I could not agree more. What's up, Lights Out? What is going on, brother? I love that you're killing the Twitter game over there, dude. I see a lot of you guys on Twitter, and that's shout out to like all of chat, basically. Like, we are so huge on crypto Twitter that you can't ignore us at this point. I love how triggered we get some people. Like, we just triggered a guy today. I forgot what it was. He's like, basically his tweet was like, I hope HEX dies by the next bull market because I don't want to look at it anymore. It's like, it's such a sad, pathetic tweet because he thought he was like being mean, but he was really just projecting like his own insecurities. Like, that's what you'll realize like about a lot of haters, right? It's like the thing that they choose to hate on is probably the thing that they're most insecure about personally. So a lot of these people that are down so much on their money, they'll try to point and say, well, at least we're not like those HEX people that are down a little bit more, or not even sometimes. And there's a lot of coins that are down even more than HEX, you know? And so you could tell, you know, what a hater is really pissed off about internally, because they're going to project that onto you, right? If they call you a scammer, that means maybe they feel bad because maybe they feel like they might have been a scammer, you know, unintentionally maybe. But hey, man, psychology, it's a weird thing. Hey, Crypto Boogie, when do I think the bottom of HEX will be? I'll pull a number out of my ass for you if you'd like. Let's see, what do we got in here? All right, we got 1 penny on September 18th, 2022. Now, that's a prediction, okay? It's a prediction, so it's probably going to be wrong, okay? Just warning you. You want a prediction, but it's probably going to be wrong. Thank you for the tip. Any thoughts on Team Token? Yeah, so the Maximus people are creating a new token, which I'm pretty excited about, actually. It's called Team. Basically, you stake Team to earn Maxi on years 3, 6, and 9. And you stake Team to earn HEX because you're basically earning a portion of the bigger pays better bonus that the base stake is making. So there's 2 new tokens. There's base and Team. When you're buying base is just like Maxi, but instead of a 15-year stake, it's a 1-year stake. So that's what base is. Okay. And base is trying to just max out the bigger pays better bonus and provide liquidity and gas savings on a 1-year rolling stake, perpetual rolling stake. And Team is going to launch before that. And when you stake your Team, again, you earn Maxi and HEX. And the HEX comes from the bigger pays better bonus from the base stake. Hopefully I explained that. We got like an Eli 5 explanation there, but I'm interested in Team. I'll probably buy some, and I'm interested in base. I'll probably put some of my HEX into a base stake as well. Said it, stake it, forget it. That's right. That's right, Greg. What else we got up in here? You guys made me make a new Twitter account after 6 years off. No, sounds like your mental health was pretty good for 6 years. Yeah. Well, welcome back to the playpen. Twitter, man, Twitter. I try to make my Twitter mostly positive, but I do like to I do like to make fun of the occasional hater, but there's a dark side of Twitter, Crypto Phil, I'll be continuing to buy. Thanks for your presence, encouraging voice in the HEX ecosystem. Best community, best token. Thank you for the kind words, Phil. That means a lot. I really appreciate that. Let's see. Looking good. Thanks for streaming. Thank you, Maddie. Yeah, I just got a haircut. So you're welcome, guys. You're welcome. Chris Side Effects. Got it. Winky face. First time I caught you live, Coffee. The opportunity is here to be a HEX OG 2.0. That's right. I really like that sentiment. A lot of people that feel like they missed out on HEX. It's like, here's your chance to feel like you didn't miss out anymore. We're literally at prices we were at a year ago. So it's almost like you're taking a time machine back in time a year and you're buying HEX. And then, yeah, anyone that buys in this dip, in this bear market, to me, they're an OG in the next cycle for sure. I mean, 50x from here, 100x from here, you guys are going to be sitting pretty. Now, I do think PulseChain is going to even outperform that, right? But why not buy HEX to just expose yourself to more opportunity? All right. What else? What do you own except HEX? Right now, I own a little bit of Pulse Dogecoin because I free claimed some. I own some Maxi. I own some Hedron. I sacrificed for a couple things. I sacrificed for liquid loans. I sacrificed for Mintra. I sacrificed for, I'm forgetting something. Fiat, PHIAT.io. I put a little money in Mad Energy. That's it, I think, right now. If I remember anything else, I'll let you know. This man is a damn living NFT, always looking different. Yeah, I know. Hey, I got to keep you guys on your toes. Maybe I'm not even the same person. Maybe I have a brother or something. I keep him behind this green screen here. Coffee needs his own town. Scratch that city. I'll take a plot of land in Hexaco. That sounds fun. DJ Pollywood. Hello. Buy up that opportunity. Yeah. Buy up that opportunity, but get ready for it to go lower. Hey, 420 live viewers. Shout out to 420 viewers. Drinking water. Where's the coffee? I already had some earlier today. I was a little tired this morning. I'm trying to really not drink coffee that often, ironically, because it's what I like to call anxiety juice. But sometimes you need it, and it tastes good. So it's nothing like a little hot cup of coffee when it's kind of like 60 degrees out. You can go outside on your patio, your porch, whatever. Drinking from a quart jar. Hillbilly like me. Yeah, hey, mason jars are the only way to drink beverages, sir. Mason jar till I die. Most of the bottoms have a rally before they reach the true bottom. A small rally has signaled a down trend continuing. My guess is 1 to 2 cents. It's very reasonable, tea and toast. I kind of agree with you there. I think I'm hoping we get a little bit of more of a relief rally over the next month. But what do I know, guys? Just a guy on YouTube. Chris Side Effects. Hey, I love coffee, but I'm trying to cut out coffee too. Yeah. I mean, yeah, I'm not going to go cold turkey on it, but I can't be drinking it every day. It's for me, it's like I end up spinning my wheels in my head and I think I'm being productive and I feel like I'm doing something, but I'm really just making my body move really fast. And I end up like looping in my head a lot and actually not getting as much done. So yeah. 60s here to coffee. 60s here to coffee. I don't know what that means, but thanks. Always a pleasure watching your lives, Coffee. Learning so much from you, mate, all the way from UK. Hey, cheers to you from across the pond, Dave. Dunkin's, yes or no? Yeah, I'll get Dunkin' Donuts. I'm not better than Dunkin' Donuts. Come on. That reminds me of back in my 9 to 5 days. What's your game plan on when PulseChain launches? Well, my game plan is basically stake the PulseX. That seems like a no-brainer. When single-sided staking pools, you're going to want to stake the PulseX and earn whatever token you want. Now, remember, they're not going to be available right away. It's going to take a couple of weeks or maybe a month for the PulseX pairs to be voted in. Or sorry, the single-sided staking pairs to be voted in. And when PulseChain, the PLS token itself, with that one, I'm not going to delegate. I'm probably not going to delegate. I'm probably going to, well, look, with what I'm holding, I might as well delegate because, like, why not just get some interest than nothing? But I'm going to play around a little bit with maybe some of these liquid loans or fiat platforms, not with my whole stack. Okay. Definitely not with my whole stack. And I'm pretty much just going to be holding PLS, staking PLSX, trying to create a passive income system on liquid loans with a very simple strategy, basically just, staking my loan token, staking my USDL, and just creating a feedback loop that just accrues me more PLS and more USDL. So just, I want to create a passive income stream out of liquid loans. Just the simple strategy, right? And with my HEX, I might be bridging some of my HEX over. I might be experimenting with liquidity providing and trying to earn some of that INC token. Because, hey, why not? More tokens, right? Yay, tokens. Okay. Do you have a few videos for me to watch and learn more about HEX, new to the whole deal? Yeah, I've got a whole course on it. If you want to go to hexpassiveincome.com. If you want to learn, if you're new to all of crypto, I highly recommend the course. It's a one and done fee. It's not, any BS with subscriptions, or I'm not going to bang your credit card every month, but, yeah, my course would be the best place to start for a totally new person. Otherwise, you can just scroll back in time and watch all of my YouTube videos. But the thing about watching my YouTube videos all the way from back in the day is like they're scattered. They're not in really the right order. It might be a little confusing because maybe some things have changed since 2 years ago, right? But the course has a neatly packaged 4 modules. It's mindset, security, buying and selling HEX, and then the staking ladder strategy. So you learn all the intricacies of HEX, all the terminology. What do all these crazy words mean that we're talking about? I'd recommend that to anybody that's a new coiner, so to speak. Thoughts on all the liquidity moves? I heard liquidity has been being pulled and re-added. I don't know why. I saw the HEX whale bot. He had a bunch of liquidity positions that some guy was just adding and removing liquidity like over and over. I have no idea why. INC token. Yeah. My thoughts on it. I want it. I'm going to accumulate some. My thoughts have changed recently. I think it's going to pump just because it exists. Okay. Anything with a ticker symbol is going to pump. Okay. That's how crypto works. I mean, it does have some sense of artificial scarcity too, because it's going to be inflated from zero supply, kind of like ICOSA, right? Like ICOSA coin. And a coin just has to have a good narrative. That's all it needs to have. So we've seen people trade coins to the moon. QuickSwap, the token for the QuickSwap protocol, that went up about 2000x based on almost nothing, almost no real reason to hold it. So I like INC token. I'm bullish on it. I've realized that I need to be more bullish on it because I'm going to try to accumulate some. And why would I want to shit talk my own bag? You know what I mean? Course is excellent, by the way. Thank you. I'm glad it was helpful. Thank you, Sandy Beach. Coffee's course is legit value for newbies. Yeah, it's very cheap compared to all the money it'll save you in terms of probably getting hacked or getting scammed, right? I had a friend lose 30 grand because he kept his private keys on a cloud device. That wasn't fun for me. To experience, and I wish, I want to tell the whole world about some of these things, but some people are still going to write them down in silly places anyway. SJ, with all this bear market sadness, do you have any sci-vive advice for folks? I'm just as down as many, but somehow I'm not phased because I know what we hold. Yes, actually, got a great quote for you guys. This is to answer this question. Let's pull it back up. Guys, there was a quote from the Time chapter. Shout out to SJ. She did a whole narrative. She narrated all of sci-vive. So if you're like me, and you can't read too good, you might want to hop on over to SJ's channel, subscribe to her, and listen to some beautiful sultry voice dictate Richard Hart's wisdom into your ears. So basically, what a quote that I heard recently is, HEX is a gamified peer group towards personal achievement, delayed gratification, and financial freedom. It's a club, right? And what are clubs for? Clubs help hold people accountable for positive behavior, such as a weight loss club or a fitness group. So we're essentially circle jerking ourselves to greatness. And isn't that what clubs and teams basically are? One big circle jerk for the greater good. So HEX is a circle jerk for delayed gratification. And it's basically just a community, guys. That's all I mean, is that we've got each other, right? And you're stuck with me, whether you like it or not, for the next 15 years. And so if you are down, you can just rest assured that there's some other community members out there that are real, that you can talk to, that are real people with real emotions, real faces. We're not hiding behind a Pepe the Frog meme. Well, maybe some of us are, but I know who you guys are. And most of you are also real. It's fun. It's a fun community to be engaged in, and it really, really helps. There's a lot of positivity going on, but it also depends what you focus on, right? You can't just focus on all the hatred and negativity. Just know that there's a lot of people in your position too that are probably down a little bit on their money, that might need a little conviction to dollar cost average in and wait out the bear market. But it's easier as a team. It's much easier as a team. You gotta have faith. That's right. Thanks, loves. I'm doing well. Check out my Patreon. Okay, go check out Wild SJ's Patreon, everybody. A big happy circle. Yes. Caltex, love you, coffee. Love you too. AJ Rip City, circle jerk away. My girl is LMAO. Nice. Yeah, HEX is the circle jerk for financial freedom, guys. It's the cult of getting rich, baby. All right. Timothy Harris, sign up for the new course or the old one? It looks like you're doing an update. Yeah, Timothy. So I was going to do an update after PulseChain launched, but because of the delays, we got plenty of time for the old V1 course to be relevant. That will still be relevant for probably a couple of months. So I get your hands on the V1 course, and then anyone that buys the course now gets a free update when I launch the V2 course. And what the next version is going to have is basically just everything updated with PulseChain and PulseX, and maybe some fun stuff about, the side games that you can play, like with liquid loans and stuff like that. Just different ways to make money, different passive income streams, essentially. The whole course is about passive income. Right now, it's all about the HEX staking ladder, but I'm going to be adding a lot more to it. Thanks for the moral support. Thanks for watching, Crypto Stylist. Glad to see you in the chat. All this circle jerking, I will be putting on my rubber boots. Is that a stealth diss on Whales Only? No. What do you mean? I'm not trying to diss Whales Only. I like that guy. Glad to watch a coffee stream. What's up, Bedrock Crypto? How you doing? Is that Big Pep? What's up, Big Pep? How you doing? Good to see you. Nice haircut. Thank you. Big Pep, you must have changed your name to Bedrock Crypto. I like the name. Let's see. You don't buy any coins outside HEX and Pulse ecosystem? Well, if you're going to choose a coin outside of HEX and Pulse ecosystem, maybe go with Ethereum. I'm telling you guys, I sold all my Bitcoin. I used to be what I like to call, I'm a recovering Bitcoin maximalist. Okay. So I sold all my Bitcoin, and I think the last of it was gone in middle of 2020-ish, around there. And I had a decent stack of Bitcoin, and I don't see the price potential in it anymore. So look, if all of crypto is going to come back and survive, and I've got conviction that HEX is going to come back and do at least a 10x on whatever Ethereum and Bitcoin do, why wouldn't I want to hold the coin with more upwards potential? It's a no-brainer for me, but I'm not telling you what to do. Okay, you make your own decisions. You guys think for yourself, because at the end of the day, you're the one that pushes that green or red button, and you don't get to blame anybody else. I'm not out here giving financial advice. Okay, personal responsibility. That's what crypto is all about. You are crazy selling all of your, but yeah, maybe I am crazy selling all my Bitcoin, but you know what? I can buy a lot of that Bitcoin back. I can buy back even more Bitcoin than I owned before with all my HEX gains. That's the cool thing. If I wanted to, but I don't want to. But hey, no, I'm not talking crap about Bitcoin. Okay, I do like Bitcoin as well. If you have some, I'm not mad about it. That might be a good place to start, but I say, why not just go for the good stuff right away? And this other guy says, you're crazy not to dump all your Bitcoin in ETH. Yeah, see, there's very differing opinions about this. Some people like to hold on to that Bitcoin for, safety or basically emotional attachment. That was why I was holding it. And at the end I was like, this is kind of like Stockholm syndrome, but no, Bitcoin's good. It's not going anywhere. It's gonna pump again one day along with HEX, but which one's gonna pump higher? I think HEX will, and I'm taking that bet, right? But it's all a bet. That is the gamble I'm taking based off of an educated decision when I'm weighing all my options and I'm looking around and seeing what I see in the market. I take a calm, calculated decision to hold and stake mostly HEX, almost all HEX right now, right? That pie chart's going to change when PulseChain launches. I'm going to have, a lot of different coins, but right now, mostly just have HEX. 3 o'clock circle jerk. Well, it's actually it's 420 where I'm at. That's right. Side effects, 420, baby. Thank you for the financial advice. I will always do as you say. Come on, Briz. You're better than that. You're better than that, Briz. Trolling. Love a good troll. Somebody just gave me a tip. Hold on. Where's that tip? Hey, Free Pulse. Thank you so much for the tip. Everybody check out freepulse.io and pulsehotlist.com. And I really appreciate that, dude. Side effects just smoked here. 420. Nice. 420 circle jerk 69. Lol. All right, guys. That might be a good time to end it. Thank you all for coming. Guys, I got some merch in my store below. We've got Tears of Hex Haters mugs, and we've got non-financial advice hats. Courses are on sale again for now because of the delays in PulseChain. And smash the like, smash the subscribe, and just try to wait out the bear market with me, guys. I'll be here together. Yeah, we'll be here when there's blood in the streets, 90% down. Best time to buy, in my humble opinion. Talk to you guys later. Goodbye.